Great swap, and it's another Mandibuzz, and I do not know how they're gonna come out of this one. This game looks like it's a GG. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, and if you're a returning subscriber like Krishna, Kant, Bajaj, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are shoutcasting some battles in the Ultra League remix submitted to the channel by MrLunkerChaser. These battles feature a Toxicroak double ghost strategy with Jellicent and Giratina origin in the back. This team does feature 2 XL Pokemon, which I know most people aren't fans of, and I try to showcase a lot of non-XL teams on this channel, but I figured most of my own battles are already going to be triple non-XL, so I may as well sprinkle in a bit of XL teams when I am shoutcasting battles that are not my own. So this team is going to work in an ABB style, 2 Pokemon in the back which are going to be very weak to dark types, and then the Toxicroak in the lead, which is going to counter most dark types except for a Mandibuzz, which is going to cause a lot of issues for this team. Of course, there are going to be some other weaknesses, but in general, this team does have some pretty solid balance overall. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button, it helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. So in an effort to upload on a more consistent basis, I am going to try and do some shoutcasts without the face camera, because that does cut down on quite a bit of rendering time for me, so I could upload content more frequently by doing this. If you guys prefer to see the camera, let me know in the comment section down below. For my own battles, I will still be including the cameras, but just for the shoutcast, I'm thinking of doing audio only. So let me know what you guys think about that. Hopping into the battles right here, we have a Toxicroak mirror match, but this Toxicroak is a shiny, so you know that means it's going to have a bit of luck here. Although it did fall behind on energy, it seems, so maybe not. Does survive that mud bomb and able to get this one off, which the opposing Toxicroak probably will survive as well, but the opponent decides to shield, take the switch advantage. Looks like the Toxicroak actually isn't fully XL, so maybe they would not survive as a result. Opponent swaps out into the Galarian Stunfisk, preserving that Toxicroak for later. Giratina origin right here, going for the Shadow Ball. Notice this Giratina origin is running Shadow Ball and Dragon Pulse for a bit more coverage in case it does get stuck into a match like Snorlax, for example. So Earthquake coming through here, Giratina origin going for the Shadow Ball. This will be enough to take out the Galarian Stunfisk, and let's see what the opponent is going to come in with right here. Unlikely to see the Toxicroak come back in. It's actually a Snorlax, which is very bad because there is a Jellicent double ghost in the back, of course. Jellicent and Giratina origin. You do not want to see a Shadow Snorlax, but of course the Giratina does have Dragon Pulse, so not the worst situation in the world. Does have a shield still. Let's see how this plays out. The Snorlax here looks like it is running Body Slam plus Superpower, so that's a little bit better for the Jellicent right here. These Ice Beams do chunk away here, doing neutral damage to the Snorlax. Opponent swaps out into the Toxicroak. We're going to see a Mud Bomb come through. This is going to take out the Jellicent for sure, and the Giratina origin going to come in. It does have a shield, so at this point it looks like the play is actually to commit to the shield and farm down here, get the Dragon Pulse ready to go on that Snorlax in the back. Just able to farm that Toxicroak there. Here comes the Dragon Pulse. Should be enough to take out the Snorlax right here and win this game. Bang! There it is. Snorlax gets taken out. Giratina origin takes match number 1. Let's hop into the next battle. And I believe these battles are not actually from 2 full sets. They're just selected battles, so we'll see how this goes. Toxicroak into a Stunfisk, a very solid lead right here. Swap out into Machamp, and we see Giratina origin enter the match. So unless Machamp is running payback, this is a pretty dominant matchup for the Giratina origin. No shield, and it is in fact a payback. So will we see the shield here from the Machamp? Looking to take switch match. They decide to let it go through Shadow Ball, able to farm now. So Giratina origin actually maintains switch there despite getting hit by the payback, but the Stunfisk gets a nice energy lead here. Pretty interesting that the opponent actually did not want switch advantage there. They must have another Pokemon perhaps weak to Toxicroak in the back. We'll see how this plays out, but Toxicroak going for the Mud Bomb right here. This Toxicroak is in fact best buddy, it looks like, and they have a Pidgeot in the back, and Pidgeot to Jellicent. This is pretty good for the opponents. Actually not sure why they did not decide to take switch there, because Pidgeot would have a pretty solid match against the Toxicroak, but we'll see how this plays out. Pidgeot going for the Feather Dance, that's going to debuff the Jellicent right here. And at this point, Ice Beam definitely should not KO. We'll see how much damage this does to the XL Pidgeot. Not too much, to be honest. Pidgeot taking that very well. and the Jellicent deciding to no shield this, and it's going to be the Brave Birds that's going to take it out, but that lowers the defense. Toxicroak needs to farm down here before the Pidgeot gets to move, able to do it, still has the shield, going for the Mud Bomb on the Stunfisk right here. Don't think this will be enough to KO from this range. How much health does it have? Definitely not enough. Needs to get to one more Mud Bomb here. The opponent is deciding to throw. This is going to get the shield. Perhaps throwing there might be a mistake on the opponent's part. Not able to farm down, which means that Toxicroak gets to this Mud Bomb, which is going to win the game. GG, very well played. Toxicroak clutching it out there with the 1 HP and a dream. Let's hop into the next battle. So we are going to be seeing Toxicroak lead into a Bisharp. Talk about the spice right here, but it does not want to see Toxicroak in the lead. Swaps out into Nidoqueen, and here comes the Jellicent. So Jellicent here could lose this match if it gets hit by the Poison Fang and you shield it, and then you get hit by some Earth Powers, but the opponent going for the Earth Power immediately does a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough to take out the Jellicent right here. Does get a shield with the Ice Beam right there, and one more Earth Power actually should be enough to KO more or less from this range. Let's see if the shield comes up. Going to call the bait on the Poison Fang. That's a huge call right there, and getting off another Ice Beam at this point. The opponent decides to burn both shields right here, and that means Jellicent is going to get another Ice Beam, but they swap out into the Bisharp. Here comes the Toxicroak. This is literally lunchtime for the Toxicroak right here. We're going to see the Iron Head come through. Tanks that very well. Going to farm down. Oh my goodness, those counters are relentless. Let's see what the opponent comes back in with here. It is a Scrafty. Holy smokes, Toxicroak about to go off on this team. Likely gonna get to the Sludge Bomb right here. Will this be enough to take out the XL Scrafty? You love to see it, barely surviving, and it's gonna get off a move right here. No point to shield this at this point, and this is basically GG's. They actually survived that because they went for Power Up Punch. Nidoqueen comes back in. Here comes the Giratina Origin. This is a pretty nice matchup team, but Earth Power still hurts. Nidoqueen is quite the beast right here, deciding to no shield, which is an insane flex right there. And this game is getting extremely close despite having 2 shields. Giratina gonna knock out the Nidoqueen, but can the Scrafty farm down here? It needs to basically farm down 2 Pokemon. Toxicroak takes off a counter. That game got really close, but it is a successful 2 shield flex right there. Perhaps even BM, you guys let me know if you think that's BM or not, but 2 shield flex. We got another solid lead right here. Toxicroak into the Galarian Stunfisk, and the opponent swaps out into the Mandibuzz. There is the core breaker to this team, and you can't really bring anything in. You have to stay in with the Toxicroak, which is really, really awful. So Mandibuzz gonna shield this up. There's almost no play here. I guess you have to like double shield or something at this point. So Toxicroak going for the bait right here. Is the opponent counting the moves? They decide to let it go. Oh my goodness, what a call. And Toxicroak's gonna have to shield up right here. So can shield this and commit to the counter farm down, have some energy ready to go, but this is definitely an uphill battle. Toxicroak comes back in, definitely expecting a shield here from the opponent. And then of course you do have the Giratina Origin right here to pretty much hard wall this Toxicroak. So the opponent comes in with the Galarian Stunfisk, and this is definitely a winnable situation now. Only a 1 shield deficit at this point, so Jellicent could pull out the victory here. Earthquake coming through and going for the Shadow Ball right here. So Shadow Ball and Ice Beam are both the same energy right here. Shadow Ball does get stab, of course, on the Jellicent with that ghost typing. So another Earthquake coming through. Jellicent going to survive that. It is extremely thick, and this is one of those Pokemon that you could build up XL Candy for with this Fashion Week event. Again, that's assuming you are level 40, since Niantic likes to do Niantic things. But Mud Bomb comes through, a very nice swap and counter swap there from MrLunkerChaser. Toxicroak in a very tough spot right here, going for another Mud Bomb. And I believe the Giratina going to over farm right here, throw the Shadow Ball, and should be able to outpace the Galarian Stunfisk to the next move. Looks like they tried to underfarm a little bit, not able to do it. And is this an Earthquake? Rock Slide, they might survive. Barely survive. Can they get to the Shadow Ball? No, they cannot. So the Jellicent going to come back in here, clutch it with the Shadow Ball, but is this enough to take out the Galarian Stunfisk right here? Bang! There it is, Galarian Stunfisk catching the ball to the face, and they take that game. Let's hop into the next one. These are some pretty hype battles right here. We got Toxicroak into Escavalier, another beautiful lead, and I know what you're thinking, some pretty positive leads right here, but the next set is going to be mostly negative leads. So we got both bases covered right here. We got Jellicent into the Gyarados, Crunch coming through, dealing some heavy damage, no defense drop, which is nice. If that was me, it would be 100% guaranteed defense drop. Shadow Ball coming through on the Gyarados, and the Gyarados is going to look to throw another move right here. Jellicent gonna let this go through, and that will be enough to take it out. So gonna come back in with the Toxicroak, probably commit to the farm down here, able to do it before the Gyarados gets to another move. You love to see it. And what is that? Looks like a Gengar, I believe, came in here. So Mud Bomb coming through, gonna get the shield from the Gengar. Gengar could survive one Mud Bomb for sure, so perhaps the opponent will allow one of these to go unshielded, but we'll see what happens. Shadow Punch, getting the shield from the Toxicroak. Mud Bomb coming through, and I believe Mud Bomb does about close to 70% of the Gengar's health, but they do shield. Probably gonna look to swap out on this next Mud Bomb right here after throwing the shove out. Wow, so Toxicroak gonna shield this up. I'm getting a little bit lost for words here. There is the swap, very well done to hold on to that energy and not throw. That is an expert play. So Escavalier going to be going for the drill run right here. Pretty tough spot for Escavalier to be in. Giratina gonna throw the Shadow Ball. I believe this will be enough to knock out the Escavalier from this range, but going for the undercharge instead, and that means the Escavalier is going to get to a drill run. This will not knock out the Giratina, and the Giratina should be at a move right here. Dragon Pulse, so going for, is this going to KO a Gengar actually? Dragon Pulse? No, it barely survives, but able to farm out the Shadow Claw. Game got pretty close right there. Not sure why they didn't go for the Shadow Ball, but perhaps that's part of the BM plays, the BM strats here with MrLunkerChaser. Let's hop into the next battle. We got an Umbreon lead right here, which is obviously very good for Toxicroak, unless the Umbreon is running Psychic, so we'll have to see what happens here. Umbreon staying in tells you they probably are running Psychic, so going to respect it and shield up, and it is in fact a Psychic, so that can flip this matchup entirely. Toxicroak going for the Sludge Bomb, of course. The Umbreon is going to get to another move. No, they're not. So Mud Bomb coming through here. Will the Umbreon shield or take the shield advantage? They do shield, so they want to get off one more Psychic here. Is Toxicroak going to take the chance here that they will survive this? No, they don't. That takes it out. Psychic dealing huge, super effective damage right there. And the Jellicent, well, I mean, it's poison and footing, so it's doing like double super effective. Jellicent right here going for the Shadow Ball on the Sylveon. Not a great matchup either right here, and it looks like Jellicent's actually running Bubble in this matchup instead of Hex, so perhaps that might make this matchup a bit better for the Jellicent, not sure. But the Shadow Ball coming through, I'm not sure actually. I think this is the only game with Bubble, if I recall correctly. And the opponent has, oh my gosh, it's a double charm team, so this is looking almost impossible to win at this point. We'll see what happens right here. Don't really know how they're going to pull this game off. They're down shields, going for the Shadow Ball against the Ninetales right here. They let that go through, and it is Powder Snow. That's still a very dominant matchup here for the Ninetales. Weather Ball probably going to KO the Giratina from this range. No, it barely survives. Able to get to Shadow Ball. Will the Ninetales look to shield it? I mean, they have to shield it up at this point. They have no Pokemon left. I don't even know what I'm thinking. So the Ninetales doesn't have enough to take out the Jellicent right here. Only a Weather Ball able to survive, and the Hex went through, taking that game with 1 HP. That was not even 1 HP. That was probably 0.1 HP. Absolutely insane game to pull off a win against a double charm team there. So, well, not even double charm, but double fairy, which was pretty rough for this team. Umbreon here locked into the Giratina Origin. This is one of the worst situations you could find yourself in. Pretty much just as bad as Snorlax actually for a Giratina Origin. So Foul Play going to come through here dealing heavy damage. And Umbreon of course can't farm down, so they'll have to throw at some point. And because this is Dragon Pulse, it does apply some pressure here. So the Umbreon can't farm too much because the next Dragon Pulse would threaten to KO. So we see the Foul Play come through here. Giratina lets that go through. And I expect to see the Toxicroak come in here and likely commit to the farm down, but is going to respect the potential Psychic here, and it is in fact another Psychic. So a lot of people running Psychic on their Umbreon here is going to make the mirror matchup a bit worse, but a lot better coverage for the fighting types. So Jellicent into Deoxys, opponent swaps out, which makes me think they're probably not running Thunderbolts. So we see an Emboar in the back. You want to talk about the spice right here? That is something I don't think I've ever seen in the Ultra League. So huge props to this trainer. Going for the Rock Slide right here. Shadow Ball coming through from the Jellicent. Emboar looks pretty damn squishy. although it is quite fat, so you would expect it to be pretty bulky, but apparently it's not. So going for the rock slide again, Jellicent is going to shield it up, and Jellicent able to farm down, which is very, very nice, and swaps out into the Toxicroak. I like this play because basically you force the Deoxys to lower its attack if it wants to get rid of this Toxicroak, right? So let's see if they go straight for the Psycho Boost right here. They are. That's going to take out the Toxicroak, and now the Jellicent looks like it has just about 2 Shadow Balls right at this point. So a Rock Slide comes through, actually going for the Ice Beam right here. So perhaps, well, it gets the shield anyways, but probably better to just go Shadow Ball in this case. I mean, it's probably part of the BM strategy at this point. I'm not even sure, but takes that game right there with that Shadow Ball and the Deoxys. Maybe they just forgot which side Shadow Ball was on. So it happens. Let's hop into the next battle right here. We got Toxicroak into a Galvantula. This is not the best matchup for Toxicroak, to be honest, right here. Sludge Bomb is still going to hurt. I mean, Mud Bomb hurts a bit too, but I think Sludge Bomb threatens, but does get the shield anyways right here. And let's see if the Galvantula wants to go for the Discharge or the bait. They go for the Discharge. That is not going to take out the Toxicroak here, but a great swap, and it's another Mandibuzz, and I do not know how they're going to come out of this one. This game looks like it's a GG, but we don't want to call it too early right here. Does have a shield advantage, so anything is possible. Oh my gosh, it's Dark Pulse as well. Gonna have to get off some Ice Beams right here. This is looking like a very rough position to be in. Another Dark Pulse coming through. Jellicent is going to shield at this point. You kind of have to. So Dark Pulse comes through. Maybe the opponent lets this go through. We'll find out. Ice Beam comes through. They do let it go through, and they swap back out into the Galvantula. Jellicent going to get to the Shadow Ball before the Galvantula could get off a move right here. This is huge. Gets the second shield from the opponent and swaps into the Giratina Origin to catch the lunge. But this is a beautiful position to be in. Could pretty much farm down here completely. Is going to get debuffed once again by lunge. This is going to give the Giratina even more farm actually, despite the lowered attack. Could still be a winnable position. We see a Jellicent come in and actually goes for the Dragon Pulse instead of the Shadow Ball right there. Oh no. And here comes a Shadow Ball at this point. Still has a shield as well. So this game definitely has some play left. Shadow Ball coming through, huge damage. Mandibuzz comes back in, trying to catch the move with the Toxicroak. Not able to do it, but look at this. 1 HP. Mandibuzz doesn't throw the move, gets farmed down by Hex, and the opponent doesn't want the smoke. They back out of that matchup. Oh my gosh, I don't know how they pull off that win. Very well done by MrLunkerChaser right there to come out of that situation somehow. A Mandibuzz locked into the 2 ghost types and still managed to pull out a crazy win. Wow. Next battle, we got a very difficult lead here in Giratina Origin. Swaps out into the Jellicent and does shield up the Shadow Ball. Opponent swaps out into Typhlosion, which is a pretty interesting swap, but especially with the energy lead on Jellicent right here, this is not looking too good. And the Typhlosion going for a, looks like a Blast Burn here. I don't think that's enough for Solar Beam, so no shield from the Jellicent. And the opponent looks like they're doing a very good job at giving up switch advantage right here. So Shadow Ball comes through, Typhlosion lets it go, saving both shields still though, so guessing Giratina comes in here and looks to farm down. But the Jellicent is going to get off a move right here. Going for the Ice Beam, gonna get a shield. Shadow Ball would likely do more damage there because of the stab. Both are super effective. Giratina Origin on Giratina Origin. Shadow Ball does shield that up, and not looking too great right here, but going to overfarm to the max and throw this Shadow Ball, expecting a shield here from the opponent as well. They do, and now this should be enough to take out the Giratina. Unless they go for Omnis Win. No, it's a Shadow Ball. Takes out the Giratina, and we see the Toxicroak come in here. So Toxicroak, not a very good spot to be in right here. Going for the Mud Bomb, which is actually going to be enough to take out the Giratina. And it's a Charizard in the back, so I think at this point it's swing attack, so you need to catch the move. Should only be a Dragon Claw here. Could survive this, but I think you needed to catch the move there. Gonna land the Sludge Bomb anyway, so this still looks like it's a GG. Sludge Bomb comes through, not enough. Jellicent comes in here, not gonna be able to reach the move, gets farmed down, and now should be at a Dragon Claw right here. Yes, Toxicroak going to take this, and a very close game, but taking a very hard loss right there. Pretty difficult lead in Giratina Origin as well, so still a very impressive performance to make that game close. Let's hop into the next battle. I believe this is actually the final battle of the video. We got a Toxicroak into a Shadow Gyarados, so another difficult lead right here. Swaps out into the Jellicent, and the opponent is staying in, but they swap out at the last second into Snorlax. I like this play a lot from the opponent right here. You bank a bunch of energy on the Gyarados, and you bring in pretty much a wall to the Jellicent at this point. So gonna take a lot of Ice Beams right here, but should still be able to maintain switch here with the Snorlax. But it looks like they're gonna have to shield at this point because they are quite behind, and Body Slam will not KO here, and it is in fact the Body Slam. That means that the Jellicent is going to force the shield here if they want to maintain switch advantage, which they do. So they farm down, come in with the Toxicroak, gonna get hit by a Body Slam right here. Body Slam does actually still hurt from the Shadow, and looking to farm down, but gets to another Body Slam. So will Toxicroak shield? Yes, they are going to shield. Body Slam comes through. So even on shields, Snorlax definitely did its job right there. Gyarados coming in, it is going to be the Aqua Tail, doesn't take out the Toxicroak, able to get to the Mud Bomb right here. Is the opponent going to call the bait or shield this up? Gets the shield, that's huge. Giratina Origin in the back. Dragon Breath is absolutely chunking, going to shield up the potential crunch right here. It is the Aqua Tail bait, so it's a baiting game. Machamp in the back. Oh my goodness, this is going to get just about one shot right here from the Shadow Ball. Bang, there it is. Machamp can't get to the payback, and that means this game is basically over. Giratina gonna land the Shadow Ball right here, taking out that Gyarados, takes that game. A very impressive battle right there. Thank you for the submission. So those were the battles in the Ultra League Remix featuring a Toxicroak double go strategy submitted to the channel by MrLunkerChaser. A very fun team to use. A lot of these battles went down to the wire and pulled off some crazy wins in some tough spots. A very impressive performance. Thank you so much for the submission. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.